Alrighty guys, welcome back to another episode of Patch Notes in 90 seconds, except it's not 90 seconds. There was quite a lot of things that were fixed in this patch, and a lot of them were talked about in the stream yesterday. I wanted to do a video about the stream, but I just didn't have time to. So I'm just going to say that for the most part I was pretty satisfied with this stream. I think that it was handled a lot better than previous streams, and a lot of important questions regarding scaling were addressed, and they said there's going to be more streams like that in the future to address other types of issues, and I think that's a step in the right direction. Now, on to the actual changes that are happening tomorrow. Like Thomas said in his stream, Barovia is no longer going to be affected by the scaling, so it's going to be completely unlocked, except for Castle Ravenloft. You're not going to be scaled down there anymore. However, the introductory quests and then all of the quests that have a special instance in that area are still affected by scaling, and that's a bug, and it's going to be fixed in a future patch. I do have to say that I also like that they're mentioning a lot more of the known issues towards the top of the patch notes. I think that was there in previous patch notes, I just never paid a whole lot of attention to it. It wasn't really prominent, but now, just looking at it, it's really obvious that they're mentioning underneath these notes things that they know are broken and that they're going to be fixed in the future, and that's another step in the right direction for communication. Okay, next, in the maze engine, we all know that annoying thing where the enemies are level 80 and you're level 70 because you got scaled down and the enemies just beat you to a pulp repeatedly. That's fixed now, so you don't have to worry about annoying enemies anymore. There is still one singular group of enemies in the Maze Engine campaign that spawns at level 81, but that's only one group, not the entire quest and not multiple quests, and that will be fixed in a future patch. Also, another thing that was mentioned in the stream yesterday about scaling, the item level was scaled down more than it was expected to be, and so you felt a lot weaker in certain areas, and so that's fixed too. So hopefully things are going to be a lot more smooth with the dungeons and the areas where you're scaled. However, weapon damage was not scaling down properly, and it does now, but in exchange, the dungeons where that was a problem, they have a higher item level scaling value to compensate for that lesser weapon damage, so you'll have more stats instead. And an issue with Tong, we all know the Defiant Souls still have way too much health. That's also a known issue on their radar and should be fixed soon. But it's not in this patch. So in Undermountain and Van Richtdoom, you might have noticed that after you complete the specific campaign task, you had to relog for the next thing to take effect. That is fixed now, so you don't have to worry about that. It's going to automatically unlock the next thing. In Master of the Hunt, you might have noticed that you couldn't open the chest because it asked for the wrong type of key. It now asks for the proper Bramble key, so you can get your juicy rewards now. Also, Stronghold Marauders should no longer automatically fail, because, failing is bad. In the Yesterhill Heroic Encounter in Barovia, the Twig Blights have less health, so they're going to be easier to kill, on top of the fact that you're not going to be scaled there anymore, so overall it should just be a lot easier. Okay, in Demogorgon, enemies should no longer attack people whenever you're in a safe area, because, that doesn't make any sense, because safe area generally implies that you're safe, and you weren't safe, so yeah. In Tomb of the Nine Gods, the Skeletal Spearmen have less health. Like I said, the Defiant Souls still do have too much health, so that's still going to be an issue in the final boss. This dragon on the table looks awfully tasty, just saying. Me and my buddies here are going to enjoy it in a little bit. In case you didn't know, the Skull Lord's Staff artifact summoned some skeletons, and they did a ridiculous amount of damage before, so it was pretty OP, and then that was fixed. They also fixed the PvP boons that gave obsolete stats, so they now give the newer stats on them. Now on to classes. Some things with the Rogue and the Warlock and the Wizard were changed, really only like one or two things, but for the Rogue, Dark Reimbursement now triggers only once per AoE attack, and it also delays its stealth refill so that it occurs whenever you're outside of stealth instead of when you're still in stealth, because, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And the Warlock's Immolation Spirit thingies. They don't stick around. They're gone now. You can say goodbye to the crews of Immolation Spirits just hovering around every exit and entry point of a map, just watching your every move, stalking you, and plotting to steal all of your possessions. They're gonna be gone now. They're banished back to the realm from whence they came. And then the Wizard's thing is just a text change. Whenever you got the diminished debuff from the shield being active, it now actually has information on it. Because, information's a good thing. Okay, something with the weapon enchantments. Bronzewood and the other weapon enchants that give a debuff now actually give the appropriate debuff whenever you're using ground-targeted AoE powers. And these are the ones where you have that circle on the ground, you target them, and that wasn't applying the debuff properly compared to like a single target melee attack, and so that should be working properly now. And Vorpal weapon enchantment doesn't affect players who cast powers targeting themselves. And the example given was the Barbarian's Bloodletter power. So, if you have a power that targets yourself, it's not going to be affected by Vorpal anymore. Sad face. Alrighty, in the professions category, some items that were not able to be crafted can now actually be crafted. And these are Bibliothal, Mana Plaster, Reliquary Racks, and Enchanted Loam. They are level 65 recipes in the artificing and blacksmithing professions. These are the things that allow you to restore relic weapons from mod 10. Now, as for why you really would want to do that, I'm not sure unless you just wanted to use them as a transmute, but it's a thing. Alright, the last few things, the companion coupons for the Zen Market now actually work properly, and so that's nice. If you wanted to buy a companion and you have a coupon, now you can get the discounted price, because that's what a coupon is supposed to do. Coupons are great, I like coupons. Also, if you've watched this video so far, I probably should have put this at the beginning of the video, but there's going to be a pack available on the Zen Market for free, starting tomorrow or whenever maintenance ends, depending on when you're watching this, and it will be available until May 16th, and it's claimed once per account. The title can be claimed on each character on the account after you claim the pack. It's a pack that has a bunch of free items in it that they're giving out, I think as sort of like an apology to how unsmoothly the launch went, how they weren't listening and stuff, and that was something that was reiterated a lot during the stream, that they weren't listening correctly and they wanted to start listening better in the future, and that's a really good thing, and I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to know that they're acknowledging this and working to make improvements to how they interact with the community and get things done. Now, last couple things. Whenever you finish training a companion, the notification shows an incorrect rank. It now shows the actual correct rank, because information is good. And something else, the circle that appears around your group, the gather your party circle, the purple thing, yeah, that. It disappears whenever players are added or removed from your party. So if somebody gets kicked or if you add somebody, the circle will go away and you have to reactivate it. The end. As far as lag and stability goes, they said on the forums today there was an updated post saying that there's going to be performance fixes added in the upcoming patches, but they're not going to be added all at once. The one that's going in tomorrow is the reduction in lag spikes when level scaling kicks in, like in the runic encounters in Undermountain. They also fixed a bunch of possible crashes, which is good because I've only crashed like 2 or 3 times since launch. All those times were when I was loading into the yawning portal, so hopefully that was one of the things that was addressed. Now that's about it. Like I said, this video was very long. I actually don't know if I said that, but I meant to say that. This video is really long. Thank you guys for watching. If you've watched this far, it means you actually care about this video, so I'm going to tell you that I do have a surprise coming in some amount of time in the future. I'm not going to tell you what it is, or anything about it, but something is coming. Trademark. Alright guys, have a good day, night, or whatever, and I'm gonna go retreat back to my kingdom of isolation, which means go to bed, because it's been a long day, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.